All right, folks. So your task is to create rundowns for our show. Your assignment is pretty much this. First, find a partner. If there's not a number of you, you can be a group of three. Second, you're going to work independently, which makes no sense because I just told you to find a partner, but you'll work with them in a second. What you're going to do independently is you're going to take a crack at making a run of show for our broadcast all by yourself. The project brief's already been written up, it's been shared, and this is going to provide you what the client wants and needs. Knowing what we know of how a show or broadcast works and the content that the client would like to see, we can create a show within their parameters. And this is your first deliverable, your attempt at a run a show. You're going to export that, run a show, and you're going to submit it. Then you're going to get back to your partner. You're going to compare your run of shows, your ideas, modify one of them, export that. That's deliverable number 2. Then you're going to come together as a group, share your run of shows, and create a single run of show. Export that, and that deliverable is number 3. That's the run of show we're going to use tonight in our draft run of the show. Okay, let's get into Rundown Creator so you can learn how to make a show. So the first thing you want to do is go to rundowncreator.com and you're going to log in. So you should all have an email logging you in, or I'll just give you the link in the in D2L and you can click into it and you can log in that way. You're going to join the GFA group. So anyway, so you're going to do show 1 template, first name, last name. The date is the 17th. We're going to do this at 6:30, and we're going to end at 7:30. Whoop. And there we go. Okay, so first thing is this doesn't look anything like the one you saw a second ago. So we're going to have to make some changes. So what you can do is you can drag things around. This pop-up box basically says that whatever you do now is going to be changed and saved as your default layout. And we'll show you what that's in a second. So we're going to rearrange these to be the way that we want them, and I'll tell you what they are in a second. So you can click and drag the columns. You can right click and do stuff, which I'll show you in a second. You can add columns. So Control Shift I or insert row below will do the same thing. And you can also hide stuff. So we're actually going to hide the story slug because I don't like the name. And we're going to add a column called content. So for you, that might be create a new column, and you can type in content and you can save it. I've already got it in here, so I'm just going to add it. Boom, content. Yay. So we're going to do that for a couple other ones. So make one for source type as well as content, and we'll put these in the order they're supposed to be. So the first thing we're going to do is actually we're going to move these. So these columns are the start of our show, or they're our show timers. So we're going to move them all the way to the front. Then we're going to have source type, which we do want that there. Then we have content. We do want that there. Then we have something called transition queue, which if you don't have it, just make it as a column. And then we have camera, tile, block. Put them in this order. Let's do camera there, file and assets, and then notes at the end. Okay, so what do these all mean? So our front time is the time that we put the show into start, the front time of this this row, this event that's happening. The estimated duration is how long we think it's going to last, and the back time is you'll see it change in a second. The actual is if you use a script, it will calculate the words you write into your script, and it will tell you how long that should take to read. Source type is literally just that. What type of source is this? Is it a graphic? Is it a NDI feed? Is it SDI? Is it HDMI? Is it whatever? How is the source coming through? Content is what are we seeing on screen? Camera is which camera are we watching? Transition is how do we know that we're moving to this thing? Talent is our talent. Block is the portion of the show this is. So that could be countdown, it could be pre-show, it could be first game, whatever. Assets are what are we seeing? Like what are they called? What is it? I'll show you that in a second. File, if we want to have a file extension or where we can find this file, and then notes, because sometimes you need to write notes. So first things first, let's just build some stuff out real quick to show you how it works. So the source type, the first thing we're going to do is we're actually going to have starting soon. And we're going to have a countdown timer of 15. So this is just a nice little reference of what that is. But we made a mistake. We actually do the countdown before the show starts. So it would be like 15 minutes before. And actually, our show's not going to start at 6:30. It's Talent's supposed to go on air at 6. So we've already made a mistake. So we need to edit some stuff. So we're going to go into rundown settings. We're going to change this to actually be 5:45. And this is important. If you change the settings, you got to go back here and choose user default. It's going to keep everything in the right columns. Now, look at that. Now, our first thing, right when we go live, is going to be starting soon. Countdown 15. Great. All right. So right now, our TD and everybody else who's watching this run a show will see that at 5:45 we start our countdown. Well, it's going to be 15 minutes. Look at that, 15 minutes. And our next thing that comes up is what? 6 o'clock. So the source type of this is just a VFX. Excuse me. We have no camera. We have no transition cue other than a production call because I guess we're going to say we're live. No talent yet. The block is starting soon block. And the asset is maybe like a BG graphic or something that we have. Notes is let's go. All right. So then at 6, we're going to get the next thing we might have like a stinger or like a gel stinger, which is kind of a transition, but whatever. And it's also VFX. There's no camera yet. The transition cue is production call. We don't have any talent yet. They're just like waiting. Like, oh my God, when are we going to go? The block is now pre-show, and the asset is gel stinger. We don't really care about the file yet. This stinger is really short. It's only like 5 seconds long. So then we know, oh, look at that. At 6:05, it's time for our next thing. And the source type is just going to be our camera feed, which our main cameras are coming in broadcasting with HDMI. The content is going to be host desk camera 3. I don't know. I'm just making stuff up now. Transition cue is production cow. Talent is host name. See? Starting to build some stuff out. But we want them to talk for, like, they're going to give us a nice 2-minute open. We really like them. They're going to be awesome. So yeah. So right now it looks like we're doing okay. We're building some stuff out. We're going to run out of space here most likely. But I'm also going to show you a couple things over here. So this is our total runtime is what TRT stands for. So right now our show is only 17 minutes long. That's not very good. We are under an hour and 27 minutes. That's a very big problem. So obviously we have to build some stuff out. So that is your task. Your task is to come in here and think about all the things that you could possibly put in here and start building out our show, knowing it's an hour and a half long. And it's going to be at least Rocket League, a break, and Brawlhalla. So once you do that, you will come in here and you'll export. Where did it go? Run down a CSV file, and that will make it basically an Excel document, and you can share that. It'll also be saved here, so anybody can pull it up. And there you go. So that's your task, is to get in here and make things happen. If you want to learn more about Rundown Creator and the other things you can do, like build scripts, which we will possibly get to later, you can check out the How It Works tab in the on the main page. So with that, good luck.